Aegon foresaw the end of the world of men. It is to begin with a terrible winter, gusting out of the distant north.
Lord of Winterfell.
Aegon saw absolute darkness riding on those winds, and whatever dwells within will destroy the world of the living. This secret, it's been passed from king to heir since Aegon's time. Now you must promise to carry it.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Filming for Season 2 of House of the Dragon is over. A week ago, Steve Toussaint posted to Instagram saying that the show is now in the hands of the special effects and post-production teams. So when will we see the premiere? The safe bet is August of 2024. That's the same month Season 1 was released. But it is possible it could be a couple of months earlier. Post-production for Season 1 took about 6 months. That would line us up for an April release, but this season is going to have a lot more CGI with the dragons and the Battle of Rook's Rest, so I think it's likely to take longer. The window then should somewhere between June and August. I lean more toward August because I don't think the network, if they can't get it out by spring, will want it premiering at the beginning of summer. But either way, it's pretty exciting that it's now a matter of months until the show returns, and soon we'll have teasers and trailers to analyze too. All right, now, let's talk about the White Walker rumors that have been circulating for a few weeks. How did it start? Well, it was Redanian intelligence again that got the ball rolling on it with this leaked photo from the makeup room in House of the Dragon's UK studios in Leavesden. The photo is a bit blurry, but the banner there says undead. You wouldn't call battlefield casualties that, so it only means one thing. Now, I have to admit my first reaction to this news was a little on the negative side, because the White Walkers and the Wights were not in Fire and Blood and played no part in the Targaryen Civil War, but I wanted to give it a bit of time for the whole premise to sink in before commenting on it here. After considering it all, I now think it'll be good for the series and the franchise. Why? Well, in the very first episode, we had the big reveal of the threat beyond the wall when Viserys explained Aegon's prophecy to Rhaenyra. Not only did it put Aegon's entire conquest in a different light, but also the stakes for the Targaryens. It's also one reason why Rhaenyra feels she should rule. When Viserys was bedridden, she asked him if he really believed in the prophecy. This occurred when she and her children's legitimacy was being challenged by the Greens. Viserys showed how much he supported his daughter and her being his heir when he managed somehow to take the throne one last time. So it makes sense that when Jace goes to Winterfell, and from filming it appears that during his trip there he goes to the wall, that he learns directly of the threat. He'll then bring this information back to Rhaenyra, further reinforcing for her how she and then Jace after her are meant to rule. I'm going to come back around to this in a bit with how I think this plays into the plan for the entire franchise, but since we're on Winterfell, I want to talk a bit about Jace's trip to meet Cregan Stark. We learned recently that the role of Cregan is going to be played by Tom Taylor. If you remember, there were rumors that Leo Suter had gotten the part. Now that we see Taylor will play Cregan, it's safe to say that Suter was never in the running because they wanted someone younger for the role. Some readers of Fire and Blood might be bothered that Cregan, who is about 6 years older than Jace, will be basically the same age. In the book, Cregan took to Jace because he reminded him of his younger brother who had died. I see this casting, though, similar to what they did in Season 1, where they made Rhaenyra and Alicent the same age, rather than the 10-year difference in Fire and Blood. As peers, it'll be easier to bond, along with Cregan having just dealt with his own mini-family squabble over power. After his father, Rickon Stark, died, his uncle Bennard was regent until Cregan came of age. When the time arrived, though, Bennard was reluctant to relinquish power, and Cregan was forced to imprison his uncle and the man's 3 sons. Okay, now we're going to get into some spoilers here. I don't think anything major, but if you don't want any inkling of what might happen, then it's time to duck out. Jace and Cregan will likely form the Pact of Ice and Fire, and this will be for more than just the Targaryen Civil War, but also the fight for the main threat from beyond the wall, as was foreseen in Aegon's prophecy. There's also the possibility, if they follow one rumor that was presented in Fire and Blood, that Jace will become involved with Sarah Snow, Cregan's bastard half-sister. Another rumor is that the two even marry. And as we know, Jace is already set to wed Baela. So this would be some added friction if true, or something that Rhaenyra, when she finds out, keeps from the Velaryons. This would also create an even greater depth to the pact between Jace and Cregan. Another rumor from Mushroom and Fire and Blood, and one that I think will be less likely to see than Jace and Sarah getting together, is the claim that Vermax laid a clutch of eggs in the crypts of Winterfell. People who believe in this theory point to one of Bran's POV chapters from the books, Through the Eyes of His Direwolf Summer, and this excerpt from when Winterfell was burning. The smoke and ash clouded his eyes, and in the sky he saw a great winged snake, whose roar was a river of flame. He bared his teeth, but then the snake was gone. Behind the cliffs, tall fires were eating up the stars. Dragons or dragon eggs in the crypts of Winterfell, and the potential implications of that, if true, is a fun topic for another video. Jace's trip to Winterfell is one of the things I'm most looking forward to in Season 2. Cregan Stark plays a significant role in the endgame of the series, but there's also so much potential regarding both past and future lore that I can't wait to see what they do with it. And that's why I think interjecting the White Walkers into House of the Dragon also demonstrates the long-term plan of the franchise around this central threat. At some point, we'll see the story of Aegon's conquest, and perhaps learn that part of the reason Torrhen Stark bent the knee to Aegon is due to his prophecy and the knowledge of the real threat. And yes, eventually I believe they will remake Game of Thrones many years down the line, following a number of series. I think that's what all of this will slowly build toward. So bring on the Wights or the White Walkers in Season 2. If you enjoyed this one, hit the like button, and if you're interested in more on House of the Dragon and A Song of Ice and Fire, listen to Caraxes and subscribe. I want to thank everyone for watching, and I'll see you soon.